Satnam, welcome to this video. If you're new here to my YouTube channel, then I'm Jo Yoga, and this is the place to come for yoga, lifestyle, meditation, and just ways for busy women, busy mums to keep their physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual health on track. This is part of the Own Your Power series, where we have been working through understanding where we are. We've been looking at stress relievers, we've been looking at self-care. This week is all about self-awareness and self-reliance. So how do you recognize when your inner voice is working against you? Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 tips today on how to manage that inner voice. The first thing is be really aware of when you are having negative thoughts and what those triggers are. If you've done the previous workshops and yoga kriyas and meditations, you will already have had realizations and becoming more and more aware. And it's a daily thing. It's not like you have a shower, you're clean, you never shower again. This is a daily practice that you have to do, and you have to be very aware. And with women, it is easier at certain times of the month. We are very highly aware at some times of the month, and other times we're just quite blinkered and we're just going with whatever happens and accepting that that's how it is. But you must be aware of when these negative thoughts and this negative voice creeps in. So journaling is great for that, and having a notebook with you so that if you notice and recognize that you are having a negative thought, where are you? What's triggered it? Okay? If you notice that you're speaking to yourself in a negative way, where are you? What's triggered it? So note these things down, and it creates more of an awareness of what your triggers are, but also just recognizing that, okay, I'm having a negative self-critic at the moment. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's being an observer of that voice. So that's the first thing, is to recognize when you're having these negative feelings. The second thing to do is to know that it is a thought and you are not your thoughts. As we move into the final few days of this series and we look at the negative, the positive, and the neutral minds, you'll understand that we have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. We are not 50 to 70,000 different people. We are one being. And most of these thoughts that we have, they're just stories. They're just stories in the head. And this inner voice, this inner critic, very, very, very rarely tells the truth. Very rarely. So recognize that, hang on a minute, I'm having this negative feeling. It's just a thought. It's not me. It's just a story that my mind's created. And the third thing I want you to consider is practicing self-compassion. Go back a couple of days and look at the kriya for self-love and self-compassion. Because that, if you practice that for 40 days, it creates such a wonderful feeling of self-love. It burns it from the inside. It nurtures you completely. And even if you don't do that kriya for 40 days, practicing loving yourself and forgiving yourself and accepting who you are, where you are, that's the self-compassion that you need. Do the inner child meditation regularly so that you heal any old wounds. So those are the 3 things. Notice that you're having a negative thought. Notice where you are and what's triggered it. Secondly, know that it is just a thought, it is not you. And third, practice self-compassion. With those 3 keys, you are well on your way to releasing that inner voice and that inner critic. I'll see you next time.